Hello students, today is my second class. In my previous class, I have taught you about autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Means just I am going to teach you about photosynthesis. I have defined autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition already. Once again, just I am going to repeat autotrophic nutrition. I have written here autotrophic nutrition because during the process of autotrophic nutrition, organisms make their own food and they do not depend on other organisms for the process of for the process of their food. So today just we have to study how does green plants make their own food. Green plants make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? Today I have to explain. Photosynthesis is a process by which green plants make their own food. But if you want, then you can expand it. Means photosynthesis is a process by which green plants make their own food by using some inorganic substance, carbon dioxide, water, in the form of organic substance like glucose. In the process of photosynthesis, glucose is formed, and this glucose is a type of organic substance. But in this process, carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll are needed. Out of four things, carbon dioxide and water are the example of inorganic substance. Whereas, or we can say, both are the example of raw material also. Whereas, chlorophyll and sunlight, both are the example of catalyst. Means, in the process of photosynthesis, four things are needed. And in these four things, only two things are raw material, which are carbon dioxide and water. Whereas, chlorophyll and sunlight, both are not a raw material. They are the example of catalyst. Now, just you should know, in all cells of plant, the process of photosynthesis does not take place. The process of photosynthesis takes place only in the mesophyll cell. In this mesophyll cell, chlorophyll is present inside the chloroplast. Mesophyll cells are present between the upper and lower epidermis of the green leaves. So, in those cells in which chlorophyll is present, photosynthesis takes place. Now, just I have said, in the process of photosynthesis, four things are needed. Now, just we have to explain what are the functions of that things. First of all, just I will take chlorophyll. What is the function of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll catches sunlight. Means chlorophyll has the capacity to trap sunlight. Now, what is the function of sunlight? Sunlight helps in the breaking of water, and this process is called photolysis of water. If the breaking of water takes place through electric current, then it is called electrolysis of water. But if breaking of water molecules takes place through sunlight, then it is called photolysis of water. Now, what is the function of water? During the process of photolysis, water breaks into oxygen and hydrogen. This is the oxygen which is released during the process of photosynthesis by green plants in the atmosphere. During the process of photosynthesis, green plants release oxygen into the atmosphere. So, from where this oxygen comes? This oxygen comes from the breaking of water. But the hydrogen which is left gets reduced the carbon dioxide into glucose. Means what is the function of glucose? Glucose gets combined with the hydrogen and give glucose. Now, just I am going to repeat it. What is the function of sunlight? What is the function of chlorophyll? What is the function of carbon dioxide? What is the function of water? Chlorophyll has the capacity to trap sunlight. Sunlight helps in the breaking of water into hydrogen and oxygen. Water on breaking gives hydrogen and oxygen. This oxygen gets released into the atmosphere by the green plants, and the hydrogen which is left gets combined with the carbon dioxide, and finally glucose is formed. This whole process of photosynthesis has been divided into two parts, in which one is called light reaction and second is called dark reaction. Dark reaction is also known as Blackman reaction. Just I am going to differentiate between light reaction and dark reaction. What is light reaction? It is the first step of photosynthesis, in which sunlight, which is trapped by the chlorophyll, breaks water into hydrogen and oxygen. Once again, just I am going to say what is light reaction. It is the first step of photosynthesis, in which sunlight, which is trapped by the chlorophyll, breaks water into hydrogen and oxygen. After that, what is dark reaction? Dark reaction is the second step of photosynthesis, in which hydrogen, which is released during light reaction, reduces carbon dioxide into glucose. Now, second difference. For the process of light reaction, light is needed, whereas for the process of dark reaction, there is no need of light. Third reaction. Light reaction is completed into the granum of the chloroplast, whereas dark reaction is completed into the stroma of the chloroplast. You are seeing here, just I have drawn a rough diagram of chloroplast. Inside the chloroplast, many disc-like structures are present. These disc-like structures are called thylakoid, and when these thylakoid get stuck on one another, then a pillar-like structure is formed, and this pillar-like structure is called granum. In a chloroplast, 40 to 60 granums are present. All are collectively known as grana. So, in granum or thylakoid, many small green colored structures are present, that is called chlorophyll. And you know, for the process of photosynthesis, this chlorophyll is needed. So, since chlorophyll is present inside the granum or thylakoid, so we can say light reaction is completed into the granum or thylakoid, whereas dark reaction is completed into the stroma of the chloroplast. Once again, just I am going to repeat it. What is light reaction, what is dark reaction, and differences between both. Light reaction is the first step of photosynthesis, in which the sunlight, which is trapped by the chlorophyll, breaks water into hydrogen and oxygen, whereas dark reaction is the second step of photosynthesis, in which hydrogen, which is produced during the process of light reaction, reduces carbon dioxide into glucose. Second difference, for the process of light reaction, light is needed, and for the process of dark reaction, there is no need of light. Third difference, light reaction is completed into the granum or thylakoid of the chloroplast, whereas dark reaction is completed into the stroma of the chloroplast. So these are the three differences between them. Some more important fact about photosynthesis, just I am going to say. During the light reaction, NADP plus means nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate gets reduced into NADPH. And second fact, during the synthesis of glucose, carbon dioxide enters into a cyclic pathway, in which a special type of reaction takes place. This reaction was discovered by the Melvin Kelvin and Andrew Benson. So this pathway is also called Kelvin-Benson pathway. In this way, just I have taught you about the process of photosynthesis. For today, it is enough. In my next class, I will teach you about how does nutrition takes place in amoeba. Thank you.